So in this video, it's about the preset you can see in the background. I tried to create some kind of trumpets or saxophone sound in the grid without using samples, without using a wavetable, and I don't use physical modeling. It's straight subtractive synthesis, super simple, it's easy on the CPU, and it sounds, I would say it sounds cool. This is how it sounds. It works well with MPE keyboards, of course. Let's go deeper. Yeah, it's also nice for deep brasses. We can also bring in some space. So this preset is available for all my Patreons and also all the YouTube subscribers. For everyone else, I want to describe what I did and what the main trick is of this preset, or yeah, what's the main thing about it. So the main idea is that I'm basically shaping the sine oscillator you can see here with the pinch, bend, and pinch phase modules, using also a phaser here. And then I'm going into a filter, removing some of the upper harmonics. And then I'm going into an amplitude modulation, ring modulation module here. And I'm combining then the sound with some noise, some filtered noise, to kind of simulate, you know, the air going through the object, going through the horn or the saxophone. And yeah, that's basically it. And then I'm going here straight into the FX box. Inside of the FX box, I'm using here an EQ5 with some fixed frequencies to simulate some kind of, yeah, object or the resonances of the horn or the saxophone or whatever you want to use. And of course, you can switch here from saxophone to clarinet or to horn to different objects. It sounds really, really different. So let's go an octave lower. You can do this also here in front. You don't need to go into the FX box. So you can switch from sax to clarinet. And then to horn. Or this one. Or back to the sax. This is basically the power of these formants, of these fixed frequencies here. You can see there's not much happening. Just, you know, amplifying certain different harmonics and you get a completely different sound. So yeah, this is basically for simulating these different types of trumpets. And then I'm going into an impulse response here. This is the only sample I use, but it's a basic default impulse response by Bitwig itself, just to simulate a room, basically, that you play an object inside of a real room. Without it sounds way too dry. So yeah, to simulate some kind of room where you play the object in, and then a delay plus here for the space or for the reverb. And that's basically it. So it's super easy on the CPU. It's not much happening and it sounds, I think, pretty cool for simulating some kind of trumpet. And then, of course, I'm using here the expression modulator from Bitwig to map timbre, so up and down movements. Pitch bend, And the pressure also, how you can also map this here differently if you want to. So you can say instead of timbre modulating this, you can modulate this then, and with pressure you modulate then here. I have here double modulation. That's wrong. Already found a bug. Nice. So yeah, this is how it works. And the main trick, like I said, is basically here shaping the phase signal with these pinch and bend modules. And I want to show you this here in a separate polygrid. Maybe I do a new one here. Device, polygrid. And here we use a sine oscillator. We use an ADSR. We go output here. And we also maybe use an oscilloscope. And put this into pitch mode here. And then, yeah. We get a sine wave out of this. Pretty normal. And now, instead of using the integrated phase here, or the phase generation from the precord, we switch the precord off and switch this here to 0 to 1. So now you can see the oscillator is not oscillating anymore. We have to feed in some kind of phase signal, and we can generate a phase signal dependent on the pitch with the phaser. You can see we have also here a pitch precord or a key precord. We can feed this here into the phase input and say 100%. And now it's like before. The only difference is now that we can hook up something in between the phaser and the sine oscillator to shape the signal. And we do this here with the pinch. And when we change the pinch setting, you can see we also change the waveform itself, because we play the cycle or the waveform, the cycle differently at different speeds, right? We play this slowly, and then here we play it faster. So we shape basically how the waveform looks like. And this gives you some overtones. Right? And when you use multiple of these, you can squeeze this even more. And then all you have to do is to modulate this in the perfect timing. So we use here an expression module and say, let's go for timbre, modulate this. And then you get these typical trumpet harmonics out of a sine wave, just with these two pinch modules here. So this is basically the main trick of this whole patch, to do this. And I want to inspire you to try it for yourself, to play around with these modules here. You can also try out to use a bend here. It gives you also some different outcomes. Or maybe use a transfer module, or the curve module is also possible, I think, here. You can shape then, you get different wave shapes out of this. So pretty interesting technique. I think the transfer module should work too, but this is here bipolar, so you only need to shape here the upper part, right? You can see we have a different effect here on the wave shape itself. So you get different sounds out of this, or different harmonics. So this is the main idea behind this patch. The hardest part of this patch is basically that you have to find the right modulation amounts and what to modulate and in which timings. And this to figure out took me a long time. This patch itself, the build was pretty quick. Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know. But then it took one day to find all the sweet spots, the right settings for this. So yeah, this is my idea for how to build a trumpet inside of the grid. Like I said, you can download the preset on my Patreon or as a YouTube member. And for everyone else, I think it's pretty interesting how you can shape things with the phase input of an oscillator. You can also try this out with the wavetable oscillator itself to shape the wavetables even more. But yeah, it's pretty powerful. You can create trumpets with just the sine oscillator. Pretty easy and nice. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Patreon, download this stuff here, and have some fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.